There are a lot of scary videos online that will keep you entertained all night long. Put away your curiosity and pack a few extra pairs of pants before looking. Remember, pants are consumables here. While at work, Gary spotted a woman acting strangely in the parking lot through the window. For some reason, the woman in black kept repeating the action of leaving, returning, and opening the car door. Some people think it's just a splicing of multiple video thefts. But the video looks very normal. It doesn't look like it's been edited. What's more, the front and back pictures are not exactly the same. At the same time, there are occasional passersby. Probability suspects that this woman is stuck in a cycle of world errors. So what do you guys think? That night, a couple drove through the rural area of their hometown, and as they made their way along the path in front of them, something horrific happened, but it left them confused afterwards. Their car can be found hitting something. But all the way through, it was clear that the front was empty. The couple was very panicked, and after retreating some distance, they got out of the car to check, but there was no trace in front of them, and even the car did not show any signs of damage. So they started watching the footage over and over again, and then they found out about it. Who exactly is this guy on the windshield? Maybe he's not human at all. In 2020, people on surveillance in a parking lot in Florence. An incredible scene was filmed. Just as this car owner got out of the car to sort out the items in the back seat. Pay attention to the middle of the screen. A white, transparent figure walked from left to right and slowly disappear. It's about the same as the white car on the left. The neck is thin, upper body exposed. It seems to be wearing clothes that are not modern civilization. A ghost from ancient times? What happened to this parking lot before? Obviously, we can't attribute every white shadow to the reflection of light. This real footage was submitted by a police officer at a police station. He noted the disturbing situation, and the surveillance cameras were checked. At first, he thought it was a prank by a colleague, soon engaged in the mentality of not caring about oneself, fall into deep fear. The power supply of a lamp in the office automatically turns on and off. Don't you care about me? Then the hall door opened. A translucent white shadow stepped out of the door. You see, this is the doorway. I saw a white window. You see, it's out. You see, it's like a neon. I kept looking at it. He was curious to come out and check it out. No anomalies were found. You can hear him talking in front of the screen with horror. He did not dare to report the matter to his superiors. This can send colleagues into a panic. Double confirm. This footage is absolutely real. You can wonder if ghosts exist, but this white shadow came out like this. What is shared next? A video taken by Taiwan's LinkedIn relatives at the Tibetan Medical Society. I'm out now. I'll put the soul box next to the urn. First of all, my dear brothers, I'm sorry to disturb you. My brother has 3 more questions for you. The first question is, hello brothers. I would like to ask you, no, I just heard your voices, and I took that. I want to ask, you were brought to this place, and you were made like this, not touched at all. The criminals tried to use the spirit cord to communicate with the ghosts, but the process did not go well. The door on the side continued to be opened, and the atmosphere was very weird, and the blogger who was interrupted many times. After examination, it was found that it did not seem to be due to the wind. The wall just didn't blow up. When was this shot, and when was it taken? My image, I have light, and I can't shoot if I have deep light. I want to say it's incomplete, and then keep a little distance from it. It would be a little better, though. I open it myself. Okay. These 5 ghost chromatic methods. This portrait will be very upset with you. Is there a problem? I would like to ask you. Those before that, recognize when he came to this place. Crack that. The way of the trackless translation method, I would like to ask whether it has an effect. So bigger and bigger. Finally, the third question is for me. There are a few boys and a few girls in your place. In addition to the intuitive answers, there are even more surprising discoveries. Next to the zero shell in the room, a low-temperature humanoid stands sideways in front of the camera. Then it slowly disappeared. The memory book proves that the answer from the spirit river may really come from the spirit realm. Anthony often shares videos about life in Japan on his social media. Recently, in a video he posted about property, the camera captures the paranormal. At the time, Anthony was visiting an affordable 4-bedroom home in Fukuyasu, Japan. Did you see that? Anthony certainly didn't find out anyway. Shortly after entering the house, a shadow suddenly appeared, standing behind a light-filled sliding door, but disappeared for a moment. The camera comes to the space behind that door, and it can be seen that there is nowhere to go at all. This makes the disappearance of the shadow even more eerie. Shocked viewers quickly spread the video. Many skepticism about how cheap 4G is in big cities has gradually shifted to talking about haunted houses. A channel owner named Randon Doe shared the following video. The film chronicles their experience of exploring an abandoned feudal house in the United Kingdom. The location where several people are filmed in the frame. It is not far from this dilapidated building. From the lens, we can see that the windows of the building are basically destroyed. It stands to reason there shouldn't be anyone in there. It's just that some mysterious beings are hiding in the corner and watching them. The next moment, it seemed that a few people had discovered it, so they quickly hid. Then it will be a tramp horse or an explorer like a few people. But in any case, it would be scary to see a little bit of a place like this. The source of this video is unknown. It appears to show someone encountering a female alien creature in the forest. It's the same as the General Gray Man clip. His eyes are dark, his limbs and neck are thin. But here's the difference. The creature's arms grew to an incredible degree, and also wore clothes and pants made of fabric. After the photographer observed him, he quickly disappeared into the bushes. Look closely and you'll find out. It may not have fled. It's stealth. Thought these few stitches, you can roughly distinguish the outline of a human figure. Since there is no other information available for the fragment, so it's not certain about this video, whether it's a real alien encounter. In such a claustrophobic place, makes a lot of people nervous. However, in this case, you may find anything out of the ordinary. When the camera mount pans around the cave, something seems to be moving. It's hard to figure out what exactly it is. It is disguised as the color of its surroundings, dissolves quickly in the dark. Viewed in slow motion, it appears to have a humanoid head, but no hands and feet. What do you think this mysterious thing could be? Is it some kind of shadow figure or an unknown animal creature? It was a cold wind and a dark night. Who's teasing the dog? The footage has an anonymous user. Submit to a Spanish-speaking supernatural community. The uploader said he heard dogs on the street. How like never before. The cacophony of screams kept him from sleeping. The next day, he called up the street surveillance. After viewing the footage, caution and doubt quickly threw him into the unreasonable, mixed with deep fear. The dog seems to be scared to avoid something. He behaved strangely. How can the front legs move in this way? It was as if someone had grabbed him by the front legs, lifted him up. His escape for no reason means that there are intruders nearby that he can't handle, or something more threatening. Poisonous insects, ghosts, or something else. One thing is for sure, that the poor dog won't be able to get a baby's sleep that night. Takakozu and Ratu are the main channel of the Soul Exploration channel in Japan. This time, they go on an expedition to an abandoned school. Local rumors say that the area is very haunted. So much so that the surrounding villagers shy away from the school. But the bold bamboo shoots felt very disdainful. He and Ratu resolutely went to investigate. Even a hippie smiley face in the process. Maybe it's this stubborn mentality. Enraged the spirits in the ruins. So they inadvertently filmed a terrifying scene. Michael, in order to show off the backflip stunt, let friend Michael shoot for himself. On that lawn at night, a strange figure was captured in this way. Have you noticed? As Michael prepares his instrument, a figure emerges from the darkness behind him, but he doesn't seem to be alive. Only his upper body is still visible, and he dissipates after walking some distance. Blogger Konik once visited a local health center with friends. The building is brightly lit. There is no indication of anything unusual at all. But in Koenig's film, it's ghostly. Next slowly walked up the stairs, and the smile on his face suddenly disappeared. It seems to have seen something terrifying, but I still pretend to be calm and go up. When Necker explained to the camera, didn't even notice it in the dark room to his left. It was as if there was a person standing inside. Koenig was in the dark room to his left. So Hemek turned around and went to the room where the shadow was, but there was not even a ghost in sight. The arrival of his friend made Koenig turn quickly. It's in this period. The camera again captures a dark shadow in the room. However, the careless Koenig missed it again. Give him a chance to shine several times. Later, Koenig and friends while visiting other rooms in the building. In another corridor, a dark shadow walked slowly, not knowing whether it was lucky or unlucky. Neither of Koenig found out if it weren't for the fact that there was a video as evidence. They would never believe that they were constantly brushing shoulders with ghosts. An expedition team in Brazil received an invitation to her hometown from a woman who said she was upset by the haunting of her home. When her brother died of an overdose in the bathroom, she suspects that his deceased brother never left. Even the grumpy brother began to attack him and his family. What broke the family even more was that mother is under long-term mental distress, died at home. The main purpose of the team's visit was to communicate with the woman and her brother. Calm down. Do you understand? What is it? This ass broke alone. Oh my God. Are you doing something? I'll take a picture. Let's take a picture. I'll take a picture. See? Look at me. Good. At the beginning of the shoot, he felt a strong protest from the spirits, and by throwing the storage on the ground, everyone knew his anger. As the woman was about to continue showing the team around the bathroom, the spirit began to attack and burst the mirror on the wall. After trying to get rid of a few bloggers and making sure that there was no one in the bathroom, they put them on the table where their brother's body had been placed, and while they lit candles, they thought about how to deal with them together. But the spirits could no longer stand the disturbances of these outsiders. The door was slammed open. The three of them didn't have time to react. The photographer felt dizzy. Dyspnea. Got on his knees. He's still provoking us. This is our chance. He downloaded and got lost. He's talking. At least a friendly conversation. A moment later, they continued to gather around to discuss countermeasures. The player on the right felt the pressure. Keep looking back. Make sure no one is standing behind. After the conclusion of the investigation, they studied the scene carefully. Discovered that there really is something imperceptible. He even rested his head on the shoulder of the player. After that, according to the plan, one of them was lying on the table. I hope that this can be used to achieve the purpose of communication, but it's not as simple as it seems. The drawer next to it was vigorously pulled open and viewed. It seems to show the anger of the dead. The three of them remained calm and continued to persuade the dead to retreat until everything is calm again. One of the bloggers didn't shy away from showing his trembling hands. In the face of such a resentful spirit, they didn't know how to deal with it for a while. Gile talked to the doctor many times about his condition, but he still can't control his behavior in bed at night. Some time ago, we analyzed a video of two large points of light appearing in the sky. The difference is that this time the video is at sea. The video was uploaded in 2015 by a YouTube user named Melissa Huffman. On the coast of Florida, USA, at sunset, there is a very bright circular sphere that appears above the sun. The woman said it wasn't the moon because it was on the other side of the sky. This small clip has been viewed more than 1.1 million times so far. Netizens will change the day. Atmospheric reflections, or seepage building, lens error. Claims such as giant UFOs are debated. Some even suspect that it is related to the legendary planet Nibiru. So what do you think is this point of light that is partially covered by clouds? He slept peacefully, but for some reason, he lay unconsciously made strange movements, as if a force was controlling him. Was he lay entangled in spirits? On the Reddit forum, there is a video taken in a Japanese grocery store. In addition to the angle of the camera, which can shoot the picture of guests entering and leaving, you can also see the inside of the elevator. Originally, this was a normal film. However, the power supply check monitoring force in real time found something wrong. Hearing the elevator door open, the employee stood up and prepared to entertain the guest. But the hairy thing was that after the guest stepped out of the elevator, a tall and outrageous woman in red appeared behind her. But on closer inspection, she seemed to be sweating, and a tall and outrageous woman in red appeared behind her. But on closer inspection, she seemed to be sweating. The guests didn't even notice anything out of the ordinary. If it weren't for the presence of surveillance cameras, absolutely no one will believe it. In this place where people come and go, there will be a female ghost. A driver was driving along a stretch of road when he came across something strange, and he said he had never seen such a creature before, so he immediately stopped and recorded everything on his phone. In the picture, in addition to a buffalo, a strange human figure appears on the side of the road, which appears to emerge from the woods and slowly approaches the cow. It is worth noting that the vague figure seems to have been unnoticed by the cow grazing in front of it. So what is its purpose? Some netizens who have watched this video say that it is a ghost, and some do not believe in the appearance of supernatural phenomena. It's completely pale. It seems to be having really long limbs. Of course, the recording is not the best and quite pixelated. When the Bailu police were investigating the street surveillance footage at night, something was found that left them dumbfounded. They said they had never seen anything like this since the night, and now let's see what it was. As you can see from the picture, a mysterious black shadow appeared on the humanoid road, and then came to the hood of the car and sat down. After some time, he departed in style, and it is worth noting that during the stay of that dark shadow, something was moved inside the car. It was affected by this dark shadow. Or maybe there's someone in the car. If anyone at all. Couldn't he see this dark shadow? Here's a video. It was filmed by a blogger from the Unsettling paranormal channel. At the time, they were Supervar in Pennsylvania. Suspected haunted North Country brewing pump. Conduct a paranormal investigation. Duration. They set up fixed cameras in different corners of the house. When the camera detects motion, the machine will start recording. And that's one of the most hair-wrenching sections. You can see a door behind the front desk. It was mysteriously turned on itself in the middle of the night. But if you look closely, you can see that the door is not opened in a vacuum. It was the white shadow who did it. He rode behind him from the seat behind the platform. Push open the door and head inside. Although it has the appearance of a human being, but no details are visible. Very saintly, some netizens speculated. The strange human form may be the soul of the deceased temple. What are your thoughts on this? A hospital security guard was forced to refresh 3 views in the surveillance footage. In 2013, a strange thing happened in a small town called Karachi in Kazakhstan. The townspeople would fall asleep involuntarily. In the beginning, it was just a minority. Later, it increased to several hundred. About 1 in 5 residents have been sleeping randomly. Some people were still talking a second. The next second, he fell asleep to the ground. There is no way to control it. And these people can't wake up for days. Some even sleep for a whole week. Even the cats in the town are like that. Also, the first cases were detected in the spring. So the doctor wondered at first if it would be some unknown epidemic swept through the village. They did CT scans on all the patients, but it was found that their brains were completely normal. That's in a hurry. These patients wake up. They will feel sleepy, memory loss, even hallucinations. The health department of Kazakhstan said, viral or bacterial infection has been ruled out. The inhabitants of the village were frightened by this mysterious symptom. All agreed to pack up the shape and leave. Later, the experts went to investigate for 2 years. Found the village close to after the collapse of the Soviet Union. A closed oil mine. The oil mine was closed though, but there will be an outpouring of eastern air from inside. East is a colorless, Rust-free, fearless radioactive gases. They seep into water bodies and flow to the surface. Exposure to these surfaces can trigger symptoms of dehydration. There are always some good people who like to look for something special on Google Earth or satellite photos. Capture these strange things. For them, it was as happy as discovering a treasure buried in the sea. YouTube channel Conspiracy Depot is one of those treasure hunters. In the video he uploaded a year ago, he said he had spotted a giant disc-shaped UFO sinking in Antarctic waters. Left mark I typed on the screen. If you're interested, you can find it yourself. Furthermore, it measures the size of UFOs. It is about 1.6 meters long and 1.8 meters wide. Overall smooth. The top has a dome-shaped bulge. It's so different from the surrounding terrain. So much so that it looks unnatural. This object is not yet known. Is it really an alien creation or a misunderstanding? But if you're interested, why not look it up on Google Earth? In the supernatural realm, the sphere of light is believed to be the embodiment of energy. Therefore, experts in the field believe they are ghosts or entities from other dimensions. 26-year-old mother Jessica Lewis. She was filming her 9-month-old daughter playing. A strange white orb whizzed by. Jessica believes that this mysterious ball of light may be the soul of her friend's daughter, Nayla. Neela had passed away a few months earlier. The orb even made a sound when it flew. It is clarified here. This sound wasn't something I added later. That's the raw material for news. Jessica insists that her daughter saw her and interact with ghostly orbs, and also for her eyes to keep an eye on the direction of the sphere. I want to find her. The woman said in an interview, because her family lives near the cemetery, she suspects houses close to cemeteries or places of death more likely to experience the paranormal. Moroccan adventure blogger Air. At night, I went to an abandoned building to shoot. For some reason, nothing but mess remains in the ruins of the suspended work. A red side of the fish and blood was found at the scene, blood of blood. Al glanced in the mirror. Suddenly, there was a loud bang behind him. After being frightened, Al quickly turned to look. However, nothing was found around. I realized shooting in front of a mirror may be a drama, so continue to repeat the previous action. This time, a pale face rested on her shoulder, and in a panic, Al kept chanting the scriptures to protect himself. But strangely, he didn't run away because of this. Instead, he repeatedly photographed in the mirror pathologically. Surveillance footage installed near the ward captured a vague figure of a patient suspected to be wearing it. It can be found out of thin air. This should be another undead spirit who does not want to leave. Because of its appearance, let the security be reinvented. Earlier in 2021, one who loves to explore Antarctica with Google Maps, YouTube bloggers have discovered the remains of a strange creature. He said to wait for the specimen to lie on land. Google is mostly intact. This suggests that it could be one. Ancient creatures preserved in the Antarctic ice. This remains are located about 89 kilometers inland from the sea. The body is about 4.6 to 6 meters long and is almost intact. In addition, there is nothing around. Only this lonely corpse remained. It doesn't seem to have any other companions to die alone. It is unclear how long the creature was trapped in the ice. The timing of its appearance on the Earth's surface is also uncertain. It could be recent, it could be thousands of years ago. Some viewers speculated that it could be creatures such as seals and fur seals. Further analysis of the skeleton also suggested that it might have been an ancient dinosaur. Also for having a slightly curved spine and skull, and something that seems to be front and back. May 26, 2018. Some strange orbs of light appeared over London. This sparked a battle about the UFO fleet. Came to Earth a fierce controversy. Eight blue lights move around in the London night sky. Sometimes invisible, sometimes visible. At the same time, the color and position are constantly changing. Eyewitnesses said, they flew above for about 7 minutes. At the same time, they also noticed other locations on the screen. There are some small flashes. They suspect that these UFOs were unleashed. In the comments on this video, quite a few people believe that this is evidence of the existence of aliens. But others believe that it is a drone team putting on a show. So what happened in London that day? What are these mysterious balls of light? A group of students are seen dancing in a competition. The judges are watching the students dance. Halfway through the game, suddenly, the camera captures a mysterious dark shadow cross behind the student. Is she here to steal the show, or do you want to perform together? The owners of the Magrali Hotel in Texas think their hotel is haunted. The reason was that they had captured an eerie scene on a surveillance camera in one of the rooms. At first, the ball on the floor starts moving on its own. Then the white of the mannequin skirt on the right side of the picture also began to move. A dark shadow then bursts in through the entrance on the left side of the frame. The Hotel Magaroli has a long history dating back to 1840. The reason why the homeowners suspected the haunting was because in 1874, a girl named Emma at the check-in hotel, killed by intruders with an axe. Since then, the soul of the dead beloved horse has remained in the hotel, due to the hotel's recent poor business. So there are also viewers who are skeptical. Homeowners want to use this as a means to invite their customers to experience the haunted experience. A foreign Douyin user. A large disc-shaped flying object was discovered. emerge in the clouds. At first, this woman's channel was all videos sharing her life. That is, until she found this while she was in the car and filmed it. Disc-shaped objects floating in the clouds immediately became a hot topic. This object is not a regular disc. Perhaps part of it is hidden in the clouds. Note that there is a commercial plane flying by in the middle. So some viewers wondered if it would be a lens hitting the clouds. Lens impact clouds are a type of cloud found in high basal and stratobasal clouds. Because it resembles a disc-shaped UFO, it is sometimes referred to as a UFO cloud. But it was also pointed out, if this is a lens hitting the clouds, the color is much darker than the base cloud next to it. This does not rule out the possibility of UFOs disguised as lenticular Zhuangyun. It's by far the most intimidating exploration video I've ever seen. Since there is no other text information in the video, I can only describe what the young man saw based on the picture. He and his dog started resting near the mountains. In a minute or so, his dog seemed to sense danger nearby. With a keen sense of smell, the dog led him into the entrance of a cave. And this is an abandoned mine. As the exploration continues, her dog ran faster and faster. She chases her dog behind. Suddenly, her dog let out a terrible scream. "Millie! Millie!" She trembled and walked forward as if she were walking on thin ice, until she found out about this. Apparently, the dog's body was on the ground. Although it is not clearly observed what struck his dog, but the sound of intimidation from the other side, it can be judged that there is a high probability that it is a fierce beast. When the young man approached, he's just defending his meal. He's just defending his meal. Oh my God!